guys, it's Kat, and today I'm doing a really fun video today. I'm actually doing my first ever unboxing from Book Outlet. Since I found Book Outlet, I've been in love with it, and I've been ordering books, and my package has finally arrived. And as you notice behind me, I have little frilly things because I am getting ready for the Christmas season, and I'm trying to get lights up on my shelves. I have two, and this is a big haul today. I have books that I've bought from used bookstores, and I have books that were sent to me by the authors, and then I have my Book Outlet haul as well. So this is going to be a pretty big haul. There's about 20 books that I am going to show you today. So let's get started. This is already going to be a long video, I feel. The first book sent to me was Lark Rising by Sandra Wong. I just finished this book a few days ago, and I just got the first review up on my blog, and I'm trying to get the review up for YouTube, but that might not be for a few more days since I have a few other videos that I need to get up as well. I really love this book. It's about a girl that has this power called the Sight, and she finds out that she is a guardian, which is somebody that protects the balance of Earth, or Tarnak as the land is called, and she meets a boy along the way that is supposedly supposed to kill her, and it's a really good read. I loved it. It is the first in the Guardians of Tarnak series, and I cannot wait for the second book in the Tarnak series, so thank you, Sandra, for sending me this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The next two books that were sent to me are Dark Triumph and Mortal Heart by Robin Lefevers, and I cannot wait to read these books. I've heard so many great things about these books, and so for me to receive them in my mail the other day, it was such a good day. I loved the first book to the series. It's the His Fair Assassin series, and it's about girls that are raised in a covenant and they're trained to kill people, and it's set in the medieval ages, so I love that age, and so to read these books, I can't wait to read them, and I'm hoping to get the reviews up on them within the next month. The last book that was sent to me is Blood Realms by Aurora Wittet, which is what is really cool about this book is that the author of this book actually lives in my state, and she actually lived in my hometown, and it's really cool, and I can't wait to read it. It's about a werewolf princess, or an alpha, that is supposed to take over her clan, and she's in love with another guy, but her father's trying to set her up with these other males, werewolves, and it sounds like a really good book. This is the second book in the Blood Realm series, so I need to read the first book first before I get into this book. That's all for the books that were sent to me by the publisher and authors, so once again, thank you to those publishers and authors that sent me those books. The next 6 books that I'm about to show you are the books that I bought from used bookstores, and I bought some from Target and Barnes & Noble. The first book that I bought was Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and it's the first book in the Lunar Chronicles, and I've heard so many great things about this book. You can see that I still have my Target 20% off tag on there. Probably gonna have to take that off sooner or later. But I've heard so many great things about this book. I've heard that it's like a fairy tales series that has a cyborg in it, and I can't wait to read it. I am looking very much so forward to reading this book since a lot of you have recommended this book to me. The next book in my book haul is Nightshade by Andrea Kramer? Pretty sure it's Kramer. I am really looking forward to this book. This was only like $2, $3, so I'm really excited to read it because I have heard really good things about this book. It's another werewolf book, which is really super cool since I'm kind of in the werewolfy mood now. I have like 3 books that I bought within the last month that are all werewolf books, and the cover is really pretty. I like it. So I'm looking forward to this book as well. The next book that I got is The Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson, and I'm also looking forward to this book. It is about a girl who gets married to a king, and I guess there's enemies that want her, and she ends up kind of having this love with this other person. So I don't really know much of what it's about, but it does look good. The cover's pretty. I'm trying to be somebody that doesn't judge a book by its cover, but the cover's pretty. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it is the first book in the Girl of Fire and Thorns series. I do not know what the series is actually called, but I'm really looking forward to this book as well. The next book that I got is Panic by Lauren Oliver, and I think I have 2 books by Lauren Oliver, and I really liked her other books, so I'm decided to give Panic a try. And I guess there's this game and you can win money and you're trying to kind of get out of this really small town, and this girl decides to take the leap for it, and it sounds really interesting. As you can see, this is from a used bookstore. It has the little tag up here. Still, I'm really looking forward to this book. Sounds like I'm looking forward to all of my books, but I love my books, so I'm just gonna keep saying I'm looking forward to all of my books. That I got are the Dustland series. The first one is Blood Red Road and Rebel Heart. I've heard good things about them. I've also heard not so good things. I kind of want to give them my own point of view I want to get my own point of view on these books. I've heard that there's like definitely some different writing in these books. So if you guys know really anything about these books or you have your opinions on these books, I would love to hear about them. I love the covers. They're really pretty covers. This one is a deep red one with a girl in the mountains in the background, and this is some gorgeous looking guy with a lake behind him. Now it's time to get into the book outlet box, and I'm really excited. I ordered this box 2 weeks ago, all these books 2 weeks ago, and so I'm so glad they're finally here. And this is actually my first ever book outlet order. I have never ordered from book outlet before, and I've never heard of book outlet until like 3 weeks ago, and I've been scoping it out, and I've been looking at like the shipping prices and how long it takes, and I've been asking questions about it. And so now that it's here, I'm actually really, really excited to show you all my books that I got from Book Outlet, and hope that I don't have an addiction to Book Outlet. Okay, I do have an addiction to Book Outlet now. I think I just placed another box of book orders in. So let's get into this and see what's in here. So the first book from my box is Darkness Before Dawn by J.A. London, and I do not really know what this is about. It sounds like it is a medievalish book. It says, "We built the wall to keep them out, to keep us safe, but it also makes us prisoners trapped in what's left of our ravaged city, fearing nightfall." So it sounds really interesting. The cover is very beautiful. And the writing with Darkness Before Dawn is definitely very interesting, as it's like kind of written backward and in pretty letters, and then the cover feels like really scratchy and really cool. So I can't wait to get into this one. It sounds really good. The next book I got is the second book to the Lunar Chronicles from Cinder, and I'm like, okay, I'm somebody that wants to finish a series all at once and not finish the first book and then go out and buy the second book. So I got Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, the second book to the Lunar Chronicle series, and it has the cover of a cape, and it kind of reminds me of the Red Riding Hood. So this is like a book of fairy tales, or not a book of fairy tales, it's like a fairy tale feeling. Am I right? I think it's a fairy tale feeling book. The cover feels really cool. I'm just all over the place because I'm just so excited that my books finally arrived. My second book in the box of books that I bought. The third book that I bought was Sweet by Kate Tiernan. Did I say that name right? Sweet by Kate Tiernan. I have the first book to this series, and it took me 2 years since I've read that first book to find the second book. How is it that it's taken me 2 years to find the second volume of the Sweep series? There's 3 books in the first volume, and then there's 3 books in the second volume. And so this is volume number 2, and it took me 2 years to find this book. And so when I came across it on Book Outlet, I'm like, I have to have it. I need to know what happens. I can't just stop it. Like, there are actually quite a number of books. There's 14 books in this series, and the first 3 were amazing. And to be left at a cliffhanger for 2 years, I have to tell you, is a very hard thing for me. So I'm very much so looking forward to these volumes 2 of Sweet. The second book that I got is Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion, and I've heard really good things about this book. It is about a zombie named R, and he eats these brains and gets these memories, and then he falls in love with a human girl. I've seen the movie. I want to read the book now to see what the book is like, and the cover is really pretty. It's definitely a different book. I've never read a book about a zombie falling in love with a human. So this is going to be an interesting book. Two books that I got is Unravel Me and Ignite Me, all by Tahereh Mafi. All by Tahereh Mafi. And I have read the first book of this series, the first book I read a few years ago, and I really enjoyed it. It was about a girl that she created pain to the point where like people died or were so in pain that they were paralyzed, and she was sent to this psych ward, and the world outside definitely has changed and there's a war going on, and so it sounded really interesting. And when I came across the second book and the third book in the series, I decided I finally wanted to finish the series. I do not remember the first book very well, so I'm gonna have to reread that book before I even think about getting into these books, and so I'm really excited to read these. If you guys have read them, I would love to know your opinion on them, as I want to know if they're like really, really good or not. I'm gonna read them nonetheless, but definitely want to hear your guys' opinion on the Shatter Me series. The last book that I got is Tiger's Destiny by Colleen Houck. I am so glad that this is here. I just finished the third book not even 3-4 days ago, and cliffhanger. This is the reason why I don't like cliffhangers, and it had to wait like 4 days. I'm like, okay, I should just go out and buy the fourth book. I just should go do it. I'm like, but wait, I just got it really cheap on Book Outlet, so I should wait for the 6 days to get it here, even though I have a problem with just leaving books at cliffhangers. I don't like cliffhangers, and so to have Tiger's Destiny here among me and my other books, I am super happy, and the cover is really shiny. It's like really shiny. It goes, whoo. It's really shiny. Oh my gosh, I'm like all over the place today because I have my books here, and when I saw the box outside and I found out that there's a sale going on again at Book Outlet. Who would have thunk? Alright guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my book haul. I am so excited to put all these lovely books on my shelf. I hope you enjoyed my video. I will see you at my next video. Remember to like or comment, and also if you would like to subscribe, that would be awesome too. I will see you guys at my next video.